Hola, hola, it's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Okay, today we have a very, very, very special episode, my friend. I am going to let you in to our podcast party that we had on Clubhouse. It was a recorded room that we had. We had some amazing near and dear friends, mentors, listeners, sisters join us in the Clubhouse room and share about their favorite episodes, ask questions. We had a beautiful discussion. I feel like it was the opposite of a roast. You know, when you get roasted, people talk shit about you. It was like a love roast. You know, I got love bombed, and I'm really, really grateful because I am not great at taking that. I did cry a lot. I did cry a lot. You know, it was really full on and just divine to see that this podcast has been able to do what it's done. And I appreciate you. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast party. I hope you enjoy it. I'm really just excited that we've got more than 1 million downloads now by the time we're recording this, but I'm just really honored and happy that you are here, happy that women are listening to the podcast and that it's helping people. So thank you so much. As we were doing, I'd love to just go around and get you guys to introduce yourselves so everybody knows who's up here. And then we're going to take audience and we're going to share and we're going to ask questions and we're going to talk and it's going to be a good party. All right, Brianna, you go, babe.
Okay, alrighty. Hey, everybody. So I am the head honcho here at Bambi Media, and I started working with Erica a couple of years ago when she was a bit more of a hot mess, and that's awesome, you know, because so was I, and it was this situation where I came on board and really started to help her grow this podcast, and it's kicking ass. Like, we're now at 1,060,000, I believe, from this morning. So it's just crazy cool how well this is going. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be here and support you, Erica, because your journey has been incredible. And I just think that you're an amazing person. So let's just keep rolling. Let's get some other people up here and saying hi.
Thank you so much, Billy. Are you there, Billy?
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't miss this. I'm so honored that you invited me. You know, I'm a massive fan of you and all that you do. And thanks to Clubhouse, we got a chance to meet, and I'm grateful for that. And what an honor it is to be here to celebrate this milestone, which I was listening to some of your episodes today. And the thing I think that really stands out to me is that you're talking to one person and you're talking to your listener in a way in which you would talk to your best friend, in a way in which you would talk to somebody that you care about. And you're not afraid to lay it all out there and share it in the most honest and heartfelt way that you can. And it's not surprising because I know you well enough from you being here on Clubhouse. And so with that, I just got to say, you know, keep doing what you're doing. And it matters, and you're impacting lives, literally thousands upon thousands, millions of you know, people have listened to your show, and therefore that shows you that there's a need for you to give and keep giving and never apologize for the messy moments. I think it's only appropriate that when we start things, when we do things, let's have messy progress. Let's not think about perfection. Let's think about fail forward and keep doing things in an honest, organic way, because I think that gives people permission to not wait for perfect. And I admire and respect you for everything that you're doing. And this is all about you. So I'm just here to honor you. I can't wait. I definitely have some questions for you. So after everybody's had a chance to go, if I have any time, I would love to ask you a few questions about your journey. And with that, I just want to say congratulations. This is the first of many, many milestones that you'll have that have 1 million in front of it. So soon there'll be 5 million, then 10 million, and so on. And you're an inspiration, Erica, and thank you so much for being that inspiration, not only to me, but to anybody that has had an opportunity to cross paths with you. So keep doing it, my friend. And
Okay, so Billy made me cry. Thank you, Billy. Yes, fuck, man, already. Okay. Yeah, it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Because as you said, we met on Clubhouse, and this podcast is like the one outlet I had to really help women and just talk to them. I didn't know anyone was listening, to be honest, until Brianna told me, you're number 6 in Australia for mental health. You should take your audio seriously. And I'm like, okay. So thank you. It means the world to me. I really appreciate you. And you're amazing. You really are. And you're just such if you guys don't know Billy, whoever's in here, you probably do, because, he's just an incredible human on Clubhouse. And I've had the opportunity of making friends with him and speaking to him on Zooms, and you're just amazing. And I'm glad that I met you early on in my Clubhouse experience, because you really made my experience and you set the bar really high, my friend. So thank you so much. Thank you, Billy. Hamish, are you here?
Yes, I'm Erica's husband, and I officially want to just congratulate my wife on not just 1 million downloads, but I think, obviously I've been there from the very beginning, from its infancy, and watching her come up with this idea in the shower that, hey, I'm going to become a life coach and I'm going to start recording myself. And I'm in awe of you, I think, babe, because the drive to do it has been from a place of pure just giving, of love for people. And I knew you before there was the podcast, and you've always had a love for people and a determination to improve your own life, but the lives of others. So I know that this podcast was created in a space of pure, vulnerability and openness and a drive for other people. So I want to congratulate you, because, in the beginning I was like, what the fuck is this chick doing? And we've got kids and we've got a house to clean, and how come we haven't cleaned the dishes yet? So that was kind of me. But she persisted. I remember her coming to me once saying, hey, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a phone in my face, or I'm going to be recording these episodes. And she would often try to get me on. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to do this talking stuff to people. But that didn't deter her at all. And she pushed through. And, she in the episode, just like Billy said, and thank you, Billy, for your kind words. I don't think we've met officially, but she it's like talking to your best friend, and I think I've heard that so many times from so many people, and I think that's the beauty of Erica, is that she literally is the same person, whether it's on Clubhouse or Instagram or the podcast or in social events. It's the same person, and I think that's refreshing, because so many of us, try to show up the way we think we should show up for other people, and I know for sure my wife is the real deal and the same person, whether there's a phone in front of her or not. So I just want to say congratulations, babe. I love you. I want to say thank you to the team, especially Bambi Media and Brianna and Alex, because that really took the podcast to the next level. It really got us to be serious about what we were doing, or what Erica was doing. And they've been more of a friend than anything else. Really, I really feel like you guys have always had our best interests at heart, which is obvious to say, but I think it's another different thing to really feel that. So I feel like with every conversation, with everything you guys do, it's always with our best interests. And it's lovely to be around such wonderful people. I think that's the best part about the creation of the podcast. There's also been these wonderful people that we've interacted with, the people that support us, but also the guests and also the clients that we've interacted with. It's been like a blessing for us. So thank you to the team, Brianna and Alex, for the amazing work that you do. And that's my rant, I think, unless anybody else wants to say anything.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer, for not believing in me. But anyway, no, just kidding. Yeah, it's been a journey. Thank you so, so much. And Brianna and Alex have been incredible. So I owe a lot to you guys, and I hope that we can get to that because I really want to share about that. Silvana.
Good morning, everybody, and a massive congrats to you, Erica. I'll probably cry. I'm so, so proud of you. Like from the first, episode, the recording, just to where you are now, like just a huge, huge, huge inspiration to so, so many people. And like Billy, you said all the right things, like I'm almost lost for words, like, and getting to watch you as a businesswoman and also a girlfriend, like it's just such an honor to watch you do what you're doing, helping thousands and thousands of people all around the world. It's so inspiring. And the fact that, myself and so many people get to watch you and join you along your journey is just so incredible as well. So, and, something that Hamish said, that he's in awe of you. I think we all are. Like, you just have this thing when you enter a room and when you do anything that you put your mind to, you are just, you just exude brilliance. And I'm just so proud of you and love you so much.
I love you too. Oh my God. Okay. Ooh, girl, I love you. I love you. I appreciate you so damn much. To anybody who doesn't know Silvana, the Queen of Curves, she is a beautiful human being. She's incredible. She's doing big things in the curve space, and she's a fashion designer, and she's the godmother to my second baby and a dear friend. So Silvana, I love you. Thank you so, so much, my love. Thank you for being here. Jessica Williamson, what's up? Welcome.
Good morning and congratulations, Erica. It is such an incredible milestone and I'm sure you're so proud. But, we did only meet a few months ago and we met right here on Clubhouse, which was pretty awesome. But I've been able to connect more with you over on Instagram and even have you on my own podcast, which was really, really amazing to be able to share your amazing personality. And I think that's something that you don't find very often, is that you can feel your energy through the phone. I live all the way in Perth. We haven't had the chance to meet in person yet, but that is something that I think you have that resonates with so many people. And I think Billy mentioned this as well, that everyone feels like your friend because you have this energy that somehow transcends through the phone, through the universe, through the whole world. And it's just testament to all of the work that you've done on yourself personally, and being able to share that journey with so many others is so, so special. So I'm just so excited for you. It's such a huge, huge milestone to hit 1 million downloads, because when you think about it, 1 million is just so many lives that you're changing. So I just wanted to jump on here and support you and say congratulations.
Thank you, Jess. And Jess, can you tell everybody about your podcast as well? Because we had a really good chat on the podcast.
Yes, so the podcast is called Couch Chats, and I love to dive into the behind the scenes of the startup journeys, and I do a few solo podcast episodes as well, deep diving into mindset, and I touch a little bit on introvert side of things and why you can be successful whilst being an introvert as well. So that is called Couch Chats, and the episode with Erica is a really great one if you guys want to have a listen.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess. Kat, oh my God, I have to say before Kat gets on, Kat was the first person I chatted with on Clubhouse. It was when I was painting my office pink. And Kat and I always talk about this because it's like I was painting my whole office pink, and I was just trying to figure out what Clubhouse was. I think it was my second day or first day, actually. And I was driving home in the car, and I just went into this room, and it was at the bottom of the audience, similar to Prince. And I was like, or he's gone, but similar Fatu. And I was like, okay, let's see what this is. And then she's like, oh, we have the Queen of Confidence here, and brought me up. And I was freaking out. And it was the best experience because Kat is just such a nurturer, such a lover, such a beautiful human. We're now dear friends. She's the bomb. So Kat, I'm so happy that you're here.
Oh my gosh, Erica, I am so freaking proud of you. I cannot just say how much I admire you and look up to you. And I know that so many women are the same. I was privileged enough to have Erica do a champagne hour with me at the Femme Guide. And I can hands down tell you, number one, no, never have we had so many people jump in a room so quickly, even before Erica arrives. And also, I've never had so many people message me afterwards just saying how impactful your work is and how much they were so appreciative of all of the advice and all of the wisdom that you shared. And to see you do what you do best and really dive deep and help women with their confidence, to see that live was just absolutely beautiful. But I know that takes an incredible amount of work behind the scenes to build everything that you have built, to build the team. The freaking awesome. Your team is amazing, by the way. Their communication is just fantastic. To build that level of a team as well, who just is a fantastic advocate of your brand and your values of what you stand for, is superb. And it is honestly a picture for many, not just women, but men, of what they can accomplish in the future. And to those of you who do not know Erica's story, you better get to know, okay? You better hurry up and download that book and listen to the podcast. And Erica, do you know what? I went back and I watched your very first YouTube video, which was so amazing to see. And just the transformation that you have had. But even from the very beginning, I know that you had a ton of stuff going on in your world at the time, but the fact that you showed up with authenticity and just said, F it, this is who I am, and I'm going to support and I'm going to help other women, and you just showed up as your real self. And the fact that despite everything that you have achieved in your business, from the podcast downloads to the amazing books, to the number of women that you've helped, to the revenue, that to this day you still have that energy, that you still have that authenticity, that you still have that humility and confidence. That's something that I aspire to have as my brand grows. So I love you so much. I'm not even surprised that you've reached 1 million downloads. I cannot wait to be a part of many, many, many more millions. And I'm sending you so much love and super tight hugs. And I cannot wait to the day I get to see you in person.
Oh my God, I'm going to jump on you, and definitely I'm going to lick your face for sure. I know that's not COVID safe, but it's going to happen. I love you, Kat. Thank you so, so much. Honestly, I really appreciate you. You're an amazing businesswoman. You're an amazing friend. If you guys don't know about Clubhouse, to anybody with a newbie hat on, or if you're feeling please go over and follow Kat, because Kat is honestly such a great woman resource, incredible thought leader, trailblazer, podcast Clubhouse queen. This woman is amazing. So Kat, thank you so much. Brendan. Okay, so Brendan is another beautiful human being who I met when I met Billy. I feel like you guys just go together. The two B's, the two buddies of mine on Clubhouse. Brendan is one of the most intelligent people that I've heard speak. You just got such a brain on you, Brendan. You're so good at paying attention to things and remembering things and being thoughtful, and yeah, you're an incredible human being. So I'm really happy that you could be here, and I appreciate you. He's also a public speaking coach, YouTube master. He's incredible. Brendan, welcome to the podcast party.
Speaking of intelligent people, Erica, I always start my acknowledgments with a quote. And the quote that I'd love to share is from this awesome book that you guys should all check out called Confidence Feels Like Shit. So I'll go ahead and read that because a special friend of mine sent me that copy as well. And the quote goes something like this. I've lived with confidence, and without it, let me say this, the path of confidence has the power to change your life in ways you never even imagined. It's an ethos. And even more than that, it's an invitation for you and women everywhere to stop accepting less, while also being prepared to put in the hard yards it will take to get the life that you really want. the one where you actually love who you are, where you actually feel in alignment and on purpose, the one where you only surround yourself with people who light you up, the one where you get to become the author of your own story and you get to rewrite any part of it that doesn't work for you anymore. That life. Erica, if there's anything I want to acknowledge you on, it's this. You celebrate others a lot more than you celebrate yourself. You know, out of every single person I have met on Clubhouse, you have the biggest heart, and it's no wonder that you've had this milestone, because 1 million people is definitely accurate as to the number of lives you've probably influenced in your life, and I'm looking forward to millions more. Check out the book, check out our amazing podcast, and keep being the light that you are to the world. My dear, over to you. Done speaking.
Oh my God, you guys, can we not make... Oh my God, I'm just going to keep crying, Brendan. I'm just going to keep crying. This is what I mean. Brendan is amazing. If you are just learning Clubhouse or you want to learn how to grow this community, please follow Brendan, Kat, and Billy, because I swear to you, they're doing it well. They're doing it right. They're looking after people. They're caring about people. And I'm so happy that you guys have influenced my Clubhouse ways, because I felt so lost when I came onto this platform, and I feel like you just lead with heart and soul. Thank you for making me cry, Brendan. I love you. I hope that your sister loves the book. Yeah, good. Thank you so much. And we've got Lena, who is a dear friend. So Lena was my friend from summits and from Instagram. And I'm like, you have to get on Clubhouse, Lena. I'm like, you're going to get addicted. It's going to be amazing. And Lena's a beautiful conscious business coach. She's a Latina, so she speaks in English and Spanish, and she's a boss in both languages and in all the countries. Lena, I'm so happy that you could be here. I love you.
I love you, and I'm celebrating you. I am so happy for you. I feel like anything, achievement-wise or anything positive that this happens in Erica's life, I feel like we all feel it, just because you emanate so much energy. And I don't know, I feel like you're my sister. I'm all the way in Panama, so in Latin America, and Erica's in Australia. And somehow I feel like we have such a deep connection just across the world, and we've never met. So I am so happy, sister, to honor you today. And I just care so much, like my heart lights up just hearing what everybody said about you, because I just kept nodding, like authenticity, like such a huge part. And I don't want to repeat like all the amazing things that have already been said. I do share them, but I just as I was thinking about what I was going to share today, what I just remembered was that kind of the first call I had with Erica. And just as she said, we met through a summit I was putting together. And up to that point, I've probably interviewed, I think, more than 100 people for like my summits and online things. And I had never met somebody like her. Like, we've had an instant connection. She was so genuine, so just nice all around, but just such a beautiful soul, and so authentic at the same time, and so energetic. So I just loved kind of meeting this human all across the world and sensing their energy, and just the amount of love she has for what she does and for people and for humans. And it's so rare to see sometimes, unfortunately, when we get caught up in our business. Sometimes our why or our purpose gets lost in the way of numbers, of achievements, of goals, of metrics. And Erica's somebody that continuously inspires me, because she always puts people before numbers. And her purpose and her passion and her mission is so much bigger than any metric. And she's somebody that I always look up to so much. She's a colleague, she's a friend, she's a sister, but she just inspires me all around. And so I'm so happy to see, the impact that you're creating and the lives that you are changing, because you have certainly changed mine, my friend. Even with our talks, our calls, I always feel inspired by anything you share, and even just witnessing what you've accomplished and done. But more than, like I said, more than the achievements is like the energy and the purpose you have behind every single thing you do, and just the drive I see in yourself, which stems from your heart. So that is kind of what I wanted to share with everyone today, is like, if you heard her podcast, if you've read her book, if you've connected with her somehow, like, yes, she's the same person behind the scenes, and she always has everybody in mind and the world in her heart, and just wanting to impact so many lives. And you really are such an inspiration and a motivation for everybody. So thank you, my friend, for being that light, that inspiration, and for holding that space for so many of us. I love you so much. I hope to meet you soon in person. I know that's happening sometime, but sending you so much love and light.
Oh, Lena, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that we can meet in person. Lena lives in South America. She is amazing. Otra especialista, te amo. Thank you so much. Thank you, mi amor. I'm going to hand it over to Brianna because we want to hear from... hey, Tiffany, welcome. Oh, yay. This is another boss woman who I got to meet on Instagram, on Clubhouse. Sorry, B, Tiffany, can you please introduce yourself? Because I love you and you're amazing. And you've just been such a beautiful human being on Clubhouse that I've now been able to stalk on Instagram and what you stand for and the work that you're doing in the world and on this amazing platform. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, I love you more, Erica. And I'm so proud of you. This is amazing. I'm just here to celebrate you and this amazing accomplishment. So that's what I'm here for, and I love you.
I love you. Thank you. Over to you, Miss Brianna.
We want to hear from you, lovely listeners, the people that have listened to the podcast and it has impacted you in some way. Me personally, it has impacted so much, and we will certainly get to the point where we share our favorite episodes for sure. So I want to introduce Rebecca here first up. So I believe Beck is in the Scale Squad with Erica. And Beck, I would love to hear how this podcast has helped you. Let's go for it.
Hello, everybody. So I first heard Erica actually on someone else's podcast, and then I was like, oh my God, I need to have this woman in my life. So then I started listening to her podcast too, and it was just so inspirational, and it came into my life at the perfect time when I really needed kind of the loving slap that she gives us. And I just needed it. And then started reading her book as well. And the book is just so addictive. And then applied for Scale Squad and got in. And honestly, since working with Erica now for a month, my world has just changed. I'm so grateful for her. She's just given me such direction personally, professionally, she really asks us all to be the best version of ourselves every single time we show up to call, and then she's so real with us. I just feel so blessed to have her in my corner and in my world. And listening to the podcast, it feels like she's there. I actually listen to her podcast when I go walking, and it just feels like she's there on the walk with me, and it's just, I'm just so grateful. Thanks, Erica.
I love you, Beck. You're amazing. And Beck, can you let everybody know what you're up to and what you're about to do?
Well, I run a marketing agency called Plum Marketing Solutions. And then on the side, I have been working on what I call my passion project, which is helping inspire people that have literally hit rock bottom through grief or any kind of loss and mental health battles, and then rebuild their life back up. Because I personally built my business from when I was literally at a point of rock bottom. I'd been fired from a job. My husband had left me, and then my father-in-law died. It was a pretty rough year, and I literally just took it as an opportunity for growth and built myself back up. And I want to share all those lessons with beautiful other people that are struggling and help them see that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
So Beck is going to do a podcast hopefully soon. And here's what I'd love to know, right? I think Brendan is right. I do struggle with taking compliments. Let's just be honest. It's hard. It's nice. And I'm like, thank you. I love you. But today I really wanted it to be about have you listened to the podcast? So anyone in here who listens to the Confidence Chronicles podcast, and if so, maybe more on how it's changed you and what you've done from it. More I listened to this episode and it changed my life, or it made me think this, or it made me question my beliefs, or it made me question why I care so much what people think about me. So I'd love to hear how the podcast has helped you or affected you or triggered you or anything, how it's made you get a result. Because here's the thing, we can all say, that book was amazing, or this thing that I did was awesome, and that person changed my life. But the reality is that all of us make choices, right? We listen to an episode on a podcast, or we read a book, and then we do something with it or we don't. And me and Tiffany can read the same book, but Tiffany might choose to go off and listen to the book and change her life, and I might not. It's not the book, it's the person. It's not the podcast, it's the person, And so I'd love to know I know Vanessa. I know Kim. I love you, Kim. Kim works in our company. Kim's amazing. Gabby, who's been in the sisterhood and has been a listener of the podcast. Katie, L, another beautiful client. Anybody who's in the audience. Angelica B, Destiny, Kristen, Lucy, Laura, Young, Cooper, Alicia. If you listen to the podcast, I'd love to know, how has it helped you? What is it doing for you, and how are you changing your life with this information? Because I want to celebrate you, because it means that you are actually applying what you learn. It's like information or application. And it's like the application of information is what changes our lives, not a bunch of information, if that makes sense. I'm gonna be done speaking. I'm gonna hand it to Vanessa.
Thank you, Erica. First of all, congratulations. This is a huge milestone. Funness, who's minding the girls right now, but we are both so proud of you. We want to congratulate you, and we're just so grateful that we have you in our life. So I've been following Erica on Instagram for a long time now, and listening to your podcast for, I'd say, probably a year. And when I met you about 6 months ago, it just validated that everything that I was hearing, and this honest, raw, authentic person that was on the other side of this on my phone, when I met you, I was like, this is really her. This is what she's about, and this is what she's portraying and what she's putting out there. This is truly who she is. And I think that's so important, that we stay so honest, and that we step into who we really are and portray that and put that out there, because that just inspires everybody else out there to really feel comfortable in their own, with who they are and with what they want to be doing. So thank you for that. The way the podcast has impacted me, well, first of all, it's impacted me in so many ways. Every episode really does motivate me and inspire me in some way. But as a mother, there is a lot of pressure, in the kind of world that we're living. As a working mama, there is so much pressure, and there's so much guilt sometimes associated with, am I doing things right? Should I not be working? Should I be spending more time with my children? Or, is the balance off? How should I be fixing this and working on that? And listening to the podcast and listening to your experience and the way you share your journey as a mum and a working mum has really inspired me to continue on my journey and not worry and think about what others are doing, or comparing myself, or thinking about what others are thinking of me or how they're judging me, but really just listening and tuning into my own intuition and if I'm feeling it's the right thing for me, then that's how I should be proceeding. So as a mum, I really appreciate your podcast. It has truly been so helpful, and I know that so many mums are listening to your podcast. So we are so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You have impacted so many lives, and we are so grateful to work with you, to call you a friend, and we are so proud. So thank you, Erica.
Vanessa, I love you. I love you and Fanos. And to those of you who follow on Instagram, Vanessa and Fanos have the naturopath business, and they both, like, their whole job is to help people change their lives, and they've helped me lose 8 kilos, which is 11 or 12 pounds. My liver was terrible last year because I just burnt out. I don't know if anybody could resonate with the 2020 burnout, right? And this couple, they helped us so much. And so I think all of my clients now go see Vanessa and Fanos because they are changing lives. And I love you, Vanessa. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tamika, welcome. So, so what we're doing is we're just sharing, I guess, how the podcast, if it's helped you, if you have any story of how and how you've actually changed your life with it. We got Kimball, who works in our company, who has been in the sisterhood for 3 years in my program in Melbourne here. We got 70 women in Melbourne, and I love her. She's a beautiful human. Kim, welcome.
Oh, thank you, my darling. Can you all hear me okay? I've never done this before.
Yes, and I'm so happy you've never come onto a Clubhouse stage, especially if you're new and you've never done this. What a great stage to do it on. The confidence stage. You are in a safe space and you are loved. And happy birthday for yesterday, Kim.
Thank you. I don't know really where to start. You have your podcast initially is what, I was following you on Instagram and then went to your podcast, and to say you have changed my life is an understatement. You have loved me, supported me, and helped me just become the person I am today. I'm so grateful for you. And I love the fact that I can just, whenever I'm having a moment or I'm feeling overwhelmed, I can just put your podcast on and it just resonates so much, everything about it. You just make things real. You give us achievable actions and you just love us and support us. And you really are a guiding light, my darling. And I'm so grateful for you. And I love you so much. I can't even put it into words. So thank you, my darling. And I'm so proud of you.
Oh, I love you. I love you, Kim. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think, yes. So B, we've got Gabby. Gabby, I want to hear from you because you are just such a soul, and I adore you, woman. I really do. If you don't know Gab, please go follow her and her amazing reels that she does on Instagram.
Good morning, everybody. I am so grateful to be on here. I haven't been on Clubhouse for a little bit, so I'm a bit rusty. I'll just jump straight into it. Erica, I love you, and you know that already. I don't know what came first, Instagram or the podcast, but what I can say is that maybe I was leading into 40 or I was 40. I hit this low like I've never felt in my whole life. The podcast breathed life into me and gave me what was dropping from it. I can't even explain it, but I just know that something wasn't working for my life, and the podcast just pumped all the good shit back into my cells and really woke me up from something. So I went from the podcast, and then my sister-in-law bought the program, then I bought the program. So we both did that together. And I can't even remember. And I mean, Erica, you've said go back to the beginning of when we had to talk in the Facebook group, and have a look at how far we've come. I've yet to do that, but I know that from the podcast, from your IG, just the growth that I have felt has immeasurable. Like I can't even. And the fact that and I know that you don't want the praise and whatever, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. You treat every individual like they are something special, no matter how small we are. And that is a gift to make people be seen and felt and supported, even though you've got thousands and thousands of people who are, with you. To have that ability to be able to make people feel like that is incredible. And I can't thank you enough for what you're putting out into the world for people like me to grow. And I know that there's thousands of women like me who just felt in a shitty funk and have really come leaps and bounds. So huge thanks. I can't even.
Oh, I love you. I love you, Gab. I love you, Gab. Gab has been a beautiful friend, she was in the Sisterhood, which is our year-long program. And just, I think, even hearing from women who are in the Sisterhood that listen to the podcast, I kind of feel like that big sister, or that like, hey, do you need to hear this? And I think someone said it earlier, but that's what the podcast to me is. It's like I'm talking to one of my girlfriends that doesn't know she's my friend, but I'm her friend. And I'm like, you need to hear this. You need this reminder. And so it means the world to me, Gab, that you listen and that everyone's listening and tuning in. And, I really hope that it continues to serve you. And you know that I love you deeply, deeply, deeply. I want to introduce a dear friend, Chris, who has popped into the room, and another amazing person who I met when I first joined Clubhouse. And I'm so happy that I met Chris, Billy, Brendan, and Kat when I did. So, Chris, welcome to the room, my friend.
I wanted to pop into the room and say congratulations. I mean, it's amazing. I remember the first time that Billy, Brendan, and I had a night room, and you popped in, and I remember we were like, pull her up to the stage, like, let's have a conversation, and we were figuring it out too. And it's amazing to see Billy and Brendan leading the platform too. It's really, really amazing to see where everything has kind of gone throughout this entire process, and people are flourishing, and so much has changed, but so much still feels very similar and home. And I think the hallmark of that is being in a room with somebody like yourself and, Kat and those folks on stage, Tiffany. I mean, those rooms always make me feel so at home, so at ease. And it just seems like, these conversations that are happening in real time, like you're recording right now, I think it's fucking epic. I think it's amazing where these things are going, and talking to people about podcasting and getting into the content creation space, and how much people are gravitating towards non-edited, non-polished conversations, and how much of the meaningful conversations have happened on Clubhouse that have led to like unbelievable relationships and partnerships. And I can't even thank you and the people in this room enough for the friendship, the family feeling, and also, the way that people have lifted each other up. So I want to pop in and say, huge milestone. Congratulations. I think the world of you. you are certainly the embodiment, the epitome of somebody I think of when I think of somebody who leads with true integrity, somebody who has gone into that space and helped so many people, because you walk your talk. And that is something that means the world to me. And the fact that you hit 1 million downloads is because people are voting, that they're saying that content makes a difference. And I think there's millions more to come, if not billions over the course of time. So my heart to yours. I want to say I love you so much. This is an epic milestone. And I'm glad to be here to celebrate with you for just a moment as I pop into our 8 o'clock room. So I'm thankful I had a chance to say, what up?
Yeah. I'm just so happy that is in the podcast. Like, that's in the episode right there. That sound. Chris, thank you. We love you. You're an amazing human being. As I said, follow these moderators. They're beautiful people. They've made massive differences in my life. And I think it's important to highlight you guys, because the work you're doing and what you've done on Clubhouse is amazing. So thank you. That microphone is amazing. You sound great. So what we're doing, if you're just joining us, resetting the room real quick, is we are, oh, Billy, I love you. We are just sharing what you have gained or gotten from the podcast. If you've listened to the podcast, what action have you taken? How has it changed your life? How have you changed your life more so? Because I hear from so many people, thank you for this episode here. And it's interesting to know which episodes help people and where they are. And I always love to know, and I know Brianna's interested in knowing that, because it makes me feel like, oh, my audience is over there, or they're resonating with that. Or, I really love to tune in to where the women I serve are. And so I'd be excited to hear how the podcast has helped you. I think we are over to Miss Katie. Katie, welcome.
Hello, it's Katie speaking. Congratulations, Erica. I am so proud of you. You're such a beautiful, amazing, fiery light in this world. And I'm so, so proud of you. I don't know if you remember, but Erica and we met on Clubhouse on International Women's Day. And I was sharing then, I'm a shark scientist. And I was talking about how I didn't care or fuck what other people think. And I'm going to be a girly girl and go out and wear pink and tag sharks. And I don't really care. However, yes, and wear my hoop earrings too. But I have been following you on Instagram and also your podcast for much longer than that. And that's the one thing I have to say that has really taken away. Like, in one level, I am really confident outwardly in that way. But in other ways, particularly like your last episode is about how to stop people pleasing and pleasing the unpleasable people. That really means a lot. I'm also responsible probably for all the downloads from South Africa, because although I've got an Aussie accent, yes, that's where I live. So Brianna can probably see them all from South Africa. That's me and everyone I recommend to listen to your podcast. But I really found that although I'm outwardly confident, I really had to do a lot of inner work, and I particularly in the people-pleasing space, and went through a phase of my life last year where things also, as other people were saying, were falling apart. I'm homeschooling kids locked in a house. I ended up getting really sick with COVID, trying to finish my doctorate in science, and I was just doing too much, and and just really leaning into people-pleasing, and then as you said, failing forward, doing everything messy. Kids can just eat whatever they want. I don't care. Ice cream for breakfast as long as I can get my stuff done. So I really take that away from you, and also just doing the inner work when I'm being triggered or upset about certain things that are going on around me. I've got to step away from trying to please other people and do their inner healing and realize that I am doing my best, and I'll do it messy and however the hell it comes out. So thank you for all the work that you do. You're such an inspiration to so many beautiful women on this earth. And once I'm allowed back into my country, Australia, I'd love to come and give you a great big hug. So sending you so much love from South Africa. Thanks. It's Katie. I'm done speaking.
Oh my gosh, South Africa. Katie is responsible for all the downloads. I love you. Thank you so much. I've seen South Africa on there, and it's really, really powerful that you're sharing it. And I appreciate you, woman. And so happy that this beautiful platform of Clubhouse is where we got to go deeper and connect more. So, Katie, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you, honey. I so do. And what a good job that Katie does. Like, how crazy. If you don't know her, go follow her. She's a beautiful human being. I know Destiny is on the phone. What's up, Destiny? Another sisterhood lady. So we're going to... Oh, are you off the phone? Oh, hi. Welcome.
Congratulations, Erica. I just want to say, I don't think you realize how much you've changed my life. Like, before I listened to your podcast, I didn't even know what a boundary was. I grew up with a narcissist, and all of my relationships have been extremely toxic and abusive. And if it wasn't for coming across your podcast or coming across you on Instagram, I wouldn't know how to take radical responsibility for my life. I think the main thing that you've taught me is how powerful our mind is and how important it is to manage our mind and to set boundaries in our life. And if it wasn't for you or your podcast, I don't know where I would be right now. So I just want to say thank you. Yeah, you're amazing. Congratulations.
I love you so much. And I have to honor you because you're doing it. Like, Destiny just had a baby recently. She's been in the sisterhood doing the work. And honestly, you got to give it up to yourself because you've been doing this and it's not easy. And you've healed and worked through so much. So I honor you and I give it up to you, my love.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amazing. I'm going to hand it over to Billy. Billy's going to hook us up with some tunes.
Baby, how you feeling?
I'm so happy y'all are here.
Keep it moving. Come now, come dry your eyes. You know you a star, you can touch the sky. I know that it's hard, but you have to try. If you need advice, let me simplify.
All right, sing it. If he don't love you anymore. Hey, hey.
Just walk your fine ass out the door. I do my hair talk.
Hey, check my nails.
Baby, how you feeling? Check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Congratulations, Erica Kramer, the queen of confidence, on 1 million downloads. No surprise, you rock it.
I love you guys. I feel like, Billy, you could be a rapper. I'm just saying. I feel like you could hook some shit up.
Don't get me freestyling. Don't get me freestyling.
No, I'm serious. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. Thank you.
Should we keep rolling? Keep getting some other people up here because I'd love to hear some more about people that have been really impacted from your podcast. I think I'd like to say something though first up as to one of the episodes that impacted me the most from, you know, working with you. And a lot of the episodes, like every single time there's a new episode from you, it's always really exciting for me because you are the most real person that I have come across from a client perspective as well. You know, there's just everything is raw with you, which is really interesting. And there have been times when I've been editing your stuff, putting it together, where I've cried. I've physically cried, and I'm not a huge crier. I don't break down in tears normally when I'm editing people's stuff. But there was one particular episode that has really stuck with me, actually two, but one of them being when you were describing what happened when Geo died. And that episode to me was super powerful because it was really honest and it made me cry. Just thinking about the situation and the way you described the feeling was incredible. If you have not listened to that episode, people go and listen to it because it gives you a real insight into like what Erica's been through. And she's been through so many things. And it was the first time that I feel like, Erica, you really dove into that experience. And it was really, really powerful. And that has impacted me greatly. I have never had anyone around me die, really. And just for you to be so honest with how that felt, I feel like that kind of thing would really help people that have been in that situation. They have had someone really close to them pass on, and that was an incredible share. So that episode to me is up there with one of the best, because it was really honest, really real, really heartfelt, and so vulnerable at the same time, sharing that. You were crying as you were recording it, and it made me feel like just an absolute best friend was talking to me about a situation that was really hard, and I absolutely loved that. So that would be my share as to an episode that was super impactful.
B, thank you so much. That was the hardest episode I've ever had to record. I almost didn't want to record it. And if anybody is podcasting in here, you know that, sometimes you have to be in a vibe in order to share certain things. And I podcast intuitively. So I have a list of podcasts that I need to do and I want to talk about, but I kind of just let myself feel into how I feel when I'm recording it. And so I don't, similar to Instagram, I don't batch and I mean, we batch, but I don't like pre-put content. I don't schedule it. I have to feel it and let it out when I feel it. So that episode, I was like, I feel so happy. I feel so good. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I'm feeling really good. And there was one day where I was like, I need to talk about this. And I wasn't feeling so energized. And I really had to get into that mindset with that episode. My husband passed away, to anyone who is not sure what Brianna's talking about. And it was the hardest episode because I didn't know how it was going to go. And I wasn't okay to talk about it. And halfway through it, I was like, fuck, this is hard. And I was losing it. But I had to leave it in there because I really wanted those who were affected by this. And I had so many women who had lost their husbands or their grandparents or men. I had men message me who lost their wives. And this is the power of all of us telling our stories, because other humans feel seen and heard and connected through our vulnerability. And so it was the hardest episode I've ever had to record. And it was the most impactful in regards to feedback from my audience. It really helped me. So if you listen to that episode, and Brianna, thank you. It means the world to me to know, because Brianna obviously runs a podcast production company and she's got 60 plus clients, and you listen to a lot of podcasts. So the fact that I get to know which one impacted you the most is very special to me. So thank you, Brianna.
You are so welcome. So let's hear from B next. B. I think we're up to B. How has this podcast helped you? What would you like to say to Erica?
Well, first of all, this is the room to be in, isn't it? My goodness, I'm sitting at home sick at the moment and couldn't miss this opportunity to listen in and to hear everybody put forward their thoughts and love and appreciation for Erica. I think we're all here today, obviously, because she's impacted us all in some way. I just wanted to say thank you as well personally. You're everything that I stand for in genuine kindness and connecting with others, but that's where it stops for me. I don't have the ability to own who I am or have the confidence to stand up and stand in my truth and my power, and that you have taught me, and what I'm learning from you, and the way that you probably more than anyone that I've ever come across actually walk the talk. You're unbelievable, and I appreciate you so much, and keep on smashing it. You're amazing. Thank you.
B, thank you. We love you. You're amazing. B is the bomb. Just thank you to everyone who's here. And if anyone wants to further share, I think that it would be really cool to go through and just, I think all of us have been impacted by podcast and the world of podcasting, not just this podcast, but just our podcast. So B, is it all right if we go through and just see?
100%. Yeah. Anyone that wants to, tap your mic. Silvana, looks like you're up. Tap your mic and share. Absolutely.
I just want to say, far out, listening to everyone talk today, I think for me this one's epic. I think I just had a moment in the car then where I realised how fucking lucky I am, to be so close to Erica as well. And you've really taught me that, we can no longer hide, and we need to be seen. And It's just like I feel nervous, like at the excitement of, you know, what's to come and what's to come for everybody, and just not giving a shit what other people think, and, you know, just everything all rolled into this ball of life. Like, it's fucking incredible. Just incredible.
What Silvana's sharing is like, you know, she has a beautiful mission that she wants to help not only curvy women, but women in general to feel good about their bodies, to love themselves. And we can't help people when we're hiding, when we're not visible, when we're worried about how we're not good enough, when we're worried about how we look, how we sound, how it's not professional. I mean, I fucking podcast in my car, you guys. I still podcast in my car. My audio is not the best in the world. I'm not the most eloquent person. I'm probably negative eloquent. You know what I mean? Like, ghetto fabulous, right? But it doesn't mean it's not helpful or impactful. And so I love that you're sharing that still, because when you allow yourself to just be who you are and be released, you can be of service to those who you came here to be of service to.
Yeah, and I love that, and I'm so excited. But I'm here to share your excitement as well, like and with everyone. Like, we're just fucking proud of you. Oh my God. And I remember the first time you recorded, and, you know, and just, I'm so lucky to be on this journey with you and alongside you. I just feel so grateful, and to be learning from you. Like, you know, you think you know it all, and then you actually know nothing, and then you come along and you tackle life in such a different way. Like, there's just so many people that are so fake all the time, and you know, they put on this front, but you come along and it's like, whoa, you know, it's a shock to the system, but it just feels so good to be able to be yourself. And you know, I think we are just all so lucky to have you in this world, and I love you. You know, I love you.
Ugh, I love you so much. Jesus. Oh my God. Scare Squad. I love you.
Okay, so I have two questions, and I'm so intrigued by your process. You said you podcast intuitively, which I love, and clearly it's working, it's resonating, it's connecting. Can you talk us through what your process is from the point where you first think of what you're going to say to the point where you're actually in your car recording, or wherever it is that you're recording? What does that look like? Are you writing down notes? Does it come from just on the spot you're thinking of it? Like, walk us through your creative process to produce your shows. Obviously, you're working with Brittany and you have a team, but when you're recording and prior to the recording, what does that look like?
My way is not the way, okay? My way is not the way. It's just a way that works for me. You have to know thyself and know who you are. I love Brendan because he's prepped, man. He will prepare. He will sit there and Google and YouTube and find clips and read books, and he's so prepared. And I don't want to say that I'm not prepared, but I'm probably more, I can't be real and be super prepared. So real means I prepare as much as I can and as much as I need to, and then I allow the real and the raw and the moment to come in and drop in. And you can't prepare for that. You can't always be prepared for that. And so I think for me, I have a list in my Evernote. So I write down in Evernote, which is just an app I use on my phone, podcasts that I know, number one, makes sense to my business, to my ideal client. I know who the woman is. I know who I'm serving. I do serve women. Doesn't mean I don't have men or anybody identifying as a woman on my podcast listening, but I do serve women. So I have that initial list of podcasts and topics that I need to discuss. And then I will be driving or I'll be talking to my clients. We've got 400 women in 18 countries in our program, right? And thousands of women who've went through our mini courses and all these amazing community audience on Instagram. And so every time I get a chance to coach them or speak to them, episodes come. You know, I think you can't run out of content when you're serving your clients. Your clients are your content. And so I will listen to what they say and I'll tune in. It's like you lick your finger and you check where the wind is blowing. It's like that. So I'm like, ooh, wind's blowing that way really hard. Cool. Need to talk about that. And so I'll just write out things that I get from my clients that I need to address. For example, I just did a podcast about how to get over a breakup because I had so many clients discuss relationship issues. A dear friend Another person emailed me and I'm like, okay, I need to talk about this. And when I tell you that podcast went off and it just came out, it's like, ooh, I should do more on love, relationships, and breakups, because I'm looking at my insights, or I'm gauging what my audience wants to hear through what I've put out. And then I'll get in the car and I tune in. I'm like, do I feel like talking? Yes, I have so much energy right now. I have so much to say. And then other days I say to Brianna, I'm so sorry. I listened to music the whole way to work. And she just laughs at me. And I'm like, I just felt like I wanted to listen to music and I didn't want a podcast. And then other days I'll be at my house and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is coming through. Like this message or this quote is coming through. And it starts coming through and unraveling into an episode. And I'll do stories about it, or I'll do an Instagram post. And depending on the insights, which basically you click on your Instagram and you just check your stats and how many people save it, how many people commented, how many people reshared it. I have a few things recently that I'm like, ooh, that is an area where people are really at. So I've scratched the surface, but I could go deep into a podcast and then I could go deep into a LinkedIn article. And so it kind of happens from there. I say that it's not the right way because I know that that's not realistic for many people. Many people need to sit down and have notes. But I find, Billy, that when I podcast in front of a computer with notes, I feel really restricted. So I like driving and moving my hands, because then it's like I'm talking and all the energy comes. Or if I'm walking on stage, I walk. I can't stay still, which is interesting. It's just, yeah, it's a weird, it's a weird way.
No, it makes perfect sense. And I think knowing your audience, knowing who you're speaking to, being tuned into not only yourself, your own energy level, but also tuning into what does your audience want, what's speaking to them, what is resonating with them. And you have the social media to help you with that, right? You have Instagram and other platforms to gauge what do they want to hear more of? And then you could tap into that. And when your energy's in the right place, you can speak to that. And I love that. And I also love the fact that you're not restricting yourself by being overly overly architected your approach, right? You don't want to have an approach so written out that you're not you, because I think the appeal of you is you being organic and just the way you are. So my follow up and last question, I'll pass it over to others that I'm sure will have questions or things they want to ask, is the interesting thing about a podcast is it actually could live forever, and it's going to be here when all of us are gone. And so the question I have for you is, as you think about your podcast, what legacy do you want it to leave when you're gone?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think, and it's a good point, because it is out in the world like a book, it's out in the world in an audio experience. I really want women to remember who they are in case they forgot. And I feel like some of us forgot. We forgot our power. We forgot our strength. Someone told us something negatively that we held on to. And so I want to be the voice of their inner. It's really the queen of confidence. She's my alter ego. I'm not her. She's who I'm aspiring to be. I'm aspiring to be this queen who stands in her confidence. And so I hope that the podcast can be your best friend, your big sister who's like, hey, don't forget your power. If you never had a mother or you didn't have a good role model in your life to remind you of your strength, then I hope that the podcast can be that. And I hope that it continues to be shared and listened to, especially to the women from marginalized communities like where I grew up, who don't have access to incredible parents or expensive schools or great mentors because they grew up in the hood or they're in struggle. I would hope that this podcast could be helpful to them and that they could feel, I'm a Puerto Rican woman. I'm Latin. I swear, I'm a little bit out there. I'm non-apologetic. I take up my space. And I hope that women could feel seen. Like they go, hey, Erica's like me, because I don't really see myself being portrayed on stages. When I look to the mentors I love, Tony Robbins, Marie Forleo, these people are really big and up there. And I've always felt this, like, I'm not educated enough. I'm not cool enough. I'm not rich enough. I haven't went to good schools like them. And so to see myself being portrayed out there in the world, I myself feel like there's a chance for me. Like I can be myself. I don't have to be like them. And so I hope that women see that. And I hope that they feel seen. I really do. I hope that people feel seen. And I had a lot of trauma, which doesn't mean I can't have a great life. So I think the legacy is about teaching people that your past does not have to equal your future, and that you get to rewrite your story. You get to work on yourself. It's not going to be easy. It's hard as hell. But that if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to be responsible, right? Your ability to respond. If you're willing to respond to the life that you got given, then you can change it and you can make anything happen for yourself, like truly. And that's a legacy I hope that it leaves. I hope that it helps those women.
There's only one way I could follow that up, and that is love you, Erica. Thank you.
Oh, Billy, I love you. That is the best thing ever.
So the next thing I wanted to say, Erica, was it's probably a good idea to have a look at, you know, what your most popular episodes have been so far, because that then gives you a really good indication as to what people are really connecting with as well. And this is a bit of an insight for those of you, you know, that don't look at the back end of Erica's statistics, which is all of you. It's really good to know that, and this is what helps enforce what Erica's community is really looking for, what they're really struggling with. Is that okay with you, Erica, if I throw a few names at you? Okay, so the most popular episode at the moment is Why Don't We Love Ourselves? And then we've got Stop Thinking, Start Doing, which is another massive issue for a lot of people. They're all in their heads, and how do they get out of that? And then the next one is Confidence is Not Comfortable. So these are 3 huge titles and huge episodes for you. Would you like to say anything on any of that, Erica?
Yeah, thank you, Brianna. Yeah, I think, yeah, and this is Billy. This goes back to the intuitive, right? The why don't we love ourselves? I came out of a yoga class and I literally went on a rant and was like, oh my gosh, we don't appreciate our bodies and the movement, and we don't listen to our bodies. We just want it to be skinny and pretty and not have wrinkles. And, you know, we have so much issues connecting to our body. And so that was an episode that I just came out of yoga and I was like, I need to talk to the people right now about this. And I think that there is power in intuitively doing things because it's so raw and real in the moment. And then the confidence isn't comfortable. Yeah, I guess that's a main message. And if anybody here is in business, you obviously need to have main messages, main pillars, main key points that you touch on in your business that your ideal clients are looking for. And I realized that in the Confidence Chronicles podcast, I had only done one podcast about confidence. Like everything else was about other stuff. And I'm like, shit, I should really talk about confidence. And then the book came out. And so we tried to take, and might I add too, the book came out because we transcribed all the podcast. So literally when I was looking to write the book, many bits of the book came from the podcast. So it's great, like you said, Billy, as a legacy thing, because you can always transcribe, go to a website and get your audio put into words, and that helps you write your ebook, helps you write your content, helps you write your book. So yeah, that was definitely part of it, which was awesome. B, I'd love to know, because you asked, you mentioned 2. What was your second episode?
Oh, okay. So probably the episode when you were going into the situation with your mother was a huge one for me. Oh my gosh, that was impactful as well. When you started going into how you like drove into a tree and then you were walking for 3 days and you were in a ditch, and all of that was epic as well. I could not stop listening to that. I think I listened to that episode like 3 times. And then I told literally everybody I came across, like, let me explain this story to you. And can you even understand how this woman is still alive? That episode was super impactful. I can't remember the title of that one though. Do you remember it?
I don't remember that either, but it was definitely, I think it was a life lesson series. And I think for anyone here, just maybe tap your mic if you have a podcast or you want to have a podcast. Just like do a little tap. If you have a podcast or you want to. Awesome. Amazing. So I think that one of the cool things, and me and Brianna did a room about this, about podcasting here, I think maybe 2 months ago on Clubhouse. And one of the cool things I think about podcasting, and Billy, I'd love to know what you have to think about this, is that I don't feel like there are any rules, where you can really share what you want to share. You can create series, you can create specials within your podcast. And so we did something, it's called a life lesson series. And basically it was me sharing parts of my life in an episode. And if I'm honest, I couldn't write the book. This is way before the book was even created. And I said to Brianna, I don't know how the hell I'm going to ever write this book. So I think I'm just going to talk about it because I love talking. And if you love talking, podcasting is going to be great for you. And so I thought I'm just going to speak my story. And from the speaking, we created the life lesson series. And it was like the life lesson series, growing up with a bipolar mom. That was the podcast, Brianna. It was growing up with a bipolar mother. Yeah. And then we had like sexual abuse. And then we had like my husband dying. And it was just parts of my life. And those have been one of probably the most popular ones, the life lessons, because as much as we don't want to think this as business owners, as influencers, as leaders, people want to know what kind of coffee Brendan drinks. You know, people want to know where Brianna shops. I want to know where Tiffany gets her glasses. You know, I want to know what kind of tarot cards Lena uses. Like, we want to know this stuff about the people that we follow and the people that we look up to. And so, you know, I thought that it was going to be like, who cares about these episodes? But those episodes and the behind the scenes of our real life has been the most popular thing that we've been able to do, because I think people feel seen and heard in that. So, yeah, pretty crazy. Billy, I would love to know from you, when you listen to podcasts, what is it that makes you, like, I don't know, what is it that makes you feel impacted or inspired when you listen to a podcast?
Yeah, thanks for asking. And let me just first comment on what you just shared. I think the beauty behind your approach is you're speaking from the heart. We know that. And you're telling stories while people may not be able to relate to the exact details of your stories. They relate to the human experience. They relate to the humanity. They relate to the feeling and the emotion that you're sharing, and they connect with that. And as humans, we want to connect with people in that way. We want to share in that human experience. And so your life lesson series highlights moments of your life that were learning lessons, and that because of that, you are sharing it in an unfiltered way, in an Erica Kramer way. You're sharing your experiences, unfiltered and raw. And because of that, it connects on a deep human level. And the other piece to it is that people don't want the filter on your life. They want your life as it is. And podcasting, because it's the vibration of your voice, because you can't really fake the voice, for the same reason people like Clubhouse, they like a podcast. And while what you just described is this behind the scenes, this peek into your life that is not ever going to be a facade. It's not going to be fake. It's going to be real. And the other part is that people want something they could count on. And when you do a series, when you do something that has like a 10-part series or 5-part series, whatever it is, they know what they're getting. For the same reason that you like your favorite Netflix show or your favorite show on TV and it comes every Sunday or Thursday or whatever its release schedule is, you know you could count on it. Even if you may end up binge listening or binge watching, you know what you're getting. And that's why, outside of the podcast space, that's why people go to their favorite restaurant or their favorite fast food joint, because they know exactly what they can expect. And so, to answer your question specifically for me, what I listen to is I'm attracted to things that are going to help me grow, that are going to inspire me, that are going to give me ways in which I can optimize and maximize my life experience, because we only have one life. We only have so much time that we're given to live our lives. And so I'm attracted to people who can give me guidance from their own life experiences, much like you do on your show, to help me live the best life I can live. And that's why I like personal growth oriented shows. I like shows that really tap into ways in which I can do the things in my life in a way that will not only give me joy and happiness, but will allow me to maximize this precious resource we call time. Because I think that's the one thing we can't get back. We could get more money, we could get all the material things, but we can't get the moment that just passed. We can't get the day that just passed, the week that just passed. But we can make the most out of the moment we have right now. We can make the most out of tomorrow and next week and next month and next year. And so those tools that we get that we could apply in our lives allow us to do that. And so that's what I look for in a show. And a segment or a series like you've just described allows the listener to plug in to your life experience and to, even though they may not have experienced it exactly, to learn from your own life experiences. So thanks for asking, and back to you.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so, so much. I think we're going to wrap soon, but we would love to know, first of all, if anybody has any questions at all. And second of all, if anybody wants to share maybe what their favorite podcast they listen to is.
Hi, it's Katie speaking. I just wanted to mention one other really special moment I felt from your podcast is when you got the opportunity to interview Byron Katie. I know it was such a big deal for you because you've looked up to her for so long and done her work, and you know that it was just a really beautiful moment to have her as someone that you've looked up to as a mentor come into your space. And I just want you to also know that that is what you are creating yourself to many other women in the world. And I just thought that was really beautiful.
Katie, I love you. Yes. Oh my God. So that was huge. I got to speak to like my highest mentor in the world. And I never would have thought like little Puerto Rican Erica from Boston would be excited to speak to a little old white lady, that was going to be the highlight of my career. I'm not going to lie. Like I was like maybe J-Lo or Oprah, but this little old lady named Byron Katie was the highlight of my career, speaking to her. I put her work in my book, and she literally has changed my life. And I was so starstruck, and my husband recorded it on Instagram Live, and I didn't know he was doing that. And I was literally like freaking out seeing her come into the Zoom room. We put it on YouTube. Brianna put it on YouTube.
That was the cutest thing in the world, by the way. Like your reaction to her coming in and you're freaking out before she gets there is like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so good. Best moment
I so
ever.
agree. So agree.
I was so scared. And then it was funny because her husband came on. So it's like Byron Katie has entered the Zoom room, and I'm like, fuck. And my heart's racing. And then I'm like, and then it's her husband, and I'm like, oh, okay, hi. And then he walks away, and he leaves me staring at her bookshelf. And this is the same bookshelf that I see all the time because she does Zoom, virtual Zoom events. And I'm staring at her bookshelf going, holy fuck, this is Byron Katie's bookshelf. Now, if you don't know who Byron Katie is, think of a mentor who you love, Tony Robbins, Oprah, I don't know, Vera Wang, whoever you look up to. I'm staring at their bookshelf, and then I hear her feet, clink, 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 like, and I'm like, oh my God, she's walking to the fucking computer. Oh my God. And then she sits down, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to cry because you're amazing. And I just lost it. And it was hilarious because I've had a lot of women who I've met in real life, and they're like, this is how Byron Katie, I feel like that right now. And I'm like, no, you can't feel like that talking to me. Like, that's Byron Katie. And I was losing my shit, and I'll meet women and they're like, no, I'm having that moment right now meeting you. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's really beautiful because I think that when we are raving fans of others, that's when we can attract a raving fan. And so if you've never been a raving fan for someone, if you've never held the door for someone else, if you've never done that for another person, it's really hard to attract that to yourself. And so I'm honored. Thank you, Katie, because that was like a next level. Like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I really love Tony Robbins, and I would love to speak to him, but like Byron Katie was my top tier. So yeah, that was a good one. Thank you. We've got Belle that's just joined us. I love you, Belle. Welcome.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I am so freaking pumped for you. This is absolutely a huge mountain and milestone moment in your life. I'm just like, I need to get back onto Clubhouse, and I forgot how to use this thing because it's been a couple of months, but I just wanted to celebrate you and honor you. You are just such an absolute powerhouse. You have literally changed my life. The moment that I heard your voice and how real you were talking to Angel a couple of years ago, and I was just like, oh my gosh, who is this woman? I need her in my life. And, one of my favorite episodes of yours was what is it costing you not to show up, or something like that. I can't remember the exact title.
Yes, the cost of playing small.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I remember exactly where I was when I was listening to that. And it was during lockdown, and it was such a pivotal moment in my personal life. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, this woman, I need her. I need her in my life. And I'm just so freaking grateful that you came along when you did. I love how the universe sends you the right, mentors when the student is ready, so to speak. And yeah, just, doing the 9 months with you with social impact, having you as a friend and a mentor and a coach. Honestly, Erica, I just cannot speak highly enough of you. You were just like, you literally have my heart. You're such a beautiful, genuine human being, and anyone who can, be in your world is just so, so lucky. So I just wanted to give you a big shout out.
Oh my God, Belle, I love you so much, so much. Belle is an incredible photographer and a business mentor to other photographers, and she's running one of the largest female photography communities in Australia, and she's in the Scale Squad, and I love her. Belle, thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your favorite episode, because it means the world to me, honestly, because then it helps me to know that episode is a big episode. It talks about what it cost us not to show up. And we think that playing small and hiding and not doing the scary stuff is no big deal, and we're only impacting ourselves. But the reality is that when you don't show up and when you play small, you don't just impact yourself, you impact everyone else. And it does cost us. If I didn't show up and do what I did, it cost me financial freedom. It cost me joy. It cost me purpose. It cost me connection. It cost me, and now what does it cost my clients when I don't show up? Well, the women that I've been able to help and serve and support, who've been suicidal, who've had trauma, who have been lonely, who lack confidence, who are mothers and are teaching their children about the lack of confidence. Because mothers and parents, it's our responsibility to model confidence, not talk about it, but show our kids by living our lives. And so it's a great episode because you don't think that it cost anything, but it cost a lot. It costs so much when you play small. You, for yourself, it costs your clients, it costs your legacy. That's one of my favorite episodes. It was after Angel's event too, Belle, so I was pumped.
It's just brilliant. And I just think, if I hadn't have stepped into my power, and if I'd let, fear of success, or that fear of what if I fail, what if I do, what happens if I create an offer and then it doesn't work, or all of those, the mind stuff that can really keep us safe and keep us small. If I had let that get in my way, I wouldn't have created the Camera Queens, and then I wouldn't be in service to 60 beautiful humans who are now, that ripple effect is so potent, and it's now, they can then show up in their businesses and make money and be of service to their clients. So it's just this beautiful spider web of cosmic excitement and amazingness. So yeah, just celebrating you so much.
I love you, Belle. I love you. We're going to wrap soon, but does anybody have any questions? Do you want to share anything? No pressure, but please feel free. This is a space for you, whether it's a question about podcast growth or building a podcast or any kind of question. We are here for you.
It's me, Gab. Can I pop in quickly?
Yes.
It's not a question. It's sort of a comment. I feel like it's exciting to see your before and after Brianna came on board. So you were doing it by yourself, and then she's come on board, and how it's sort of electrified everything for you, like your graphics and all your things. So I feel honoured that I was there before you got souped up, if you know what I mean. and the fact that we're watching you grow within this thing, and it's bloody incredible. So that's all. I'm out.
Gab, can I say too, as a businesswoman, I think one of the things for me that I wanted to share, and Kat was here earlier, and Kat said, I watched your first YouTube, and I'm like, cringe, but I'm leaving it up there because it's important to see where people are if they allow you to see them when they're not perfected and when they're a hot mess and when their audio's not good or whatever. And then watching them, like as a businesswoman, how does that feel for you, seeing someone at the, I don't want to say the bottom, but not polished, and then growing to where the capacity where they can be?
I think you are the most relatable because you are keeping it real and keeping all that stuff from when you first started. So when someone like me or another business owner comes along, we can see that and go, oh, that's sort of imperfect, like what you said before. I can do that too. Like instead of that shiny, that shininess where you sort of like a small person would look at that and go, oh, that's too hard basket. I won't be able to sort of reach that. But when we see people keeping it real and keeping all that stuff that they were doing early on, I think that's important for your growth and also for the people who are watching for their growth as well. So,
Yes, I love you. And it reminds me of the quote, and I say this a lot, and I love this, and we need an episode that is called this, but perfection erodes connection. You know, and it's like the more perfect I look and the more polished I am. And, you know, think about male or female, when you're standing next to someone who is immaculate, like their cuticle is immaculate, like every piece of hair on their head, like their skin, they're polished, everything's perfect. And then you're like, are you a real person? Like, it's almost overwhelming. Or when you get on an Instagram that is so perfect, you can't say, hey, I can see myself in that person. Or someone who looks like they have the perfect life and everything's amazing. It kind of erodes your connection to them. You don't feel connected. You feel either less than, or you feel like they won't understand me, they don't get me. And then when we are vulnerable and we go, shit, our Clubhouse room started off a bit rocky today, everybody who's just joining us, like we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And that's a part of it. And now it's rocking and we got music and Billy's doing the horns, you know, and it's like, cool. At the end of the room, we got our shit sorted. At the beginning, it was a hot mess. Can we share that? And can you see yourself in that hot mess? And can you embrace the hot mess express that is life, you know? So thank you for sharing that, Gab.
Totally.
Anybody else? And then we're going to wrap.
Okay, I'm going to jump in and give you a massive appreciation because I'm your podcast producer, basically. And I just feel like I want to tell everyone how amazing this woman is and how important this work is and how much Erica really is just here for you. You know, even when we were talking about putting this room together, she's like, I don't want it to be about me. Like, I want it to be about the people, you know, listening to the podcast and what they've got out of it and all that sort of thing. And obviously I agree with that. I think it is very important to celebrate everyone else listening to the podcast and what they've got out of it. But Erica, this is you. This is about you. You have created this from zero, from nothing. And that is super powerful that you have been able to grow so quickly and impact so many people to hit such a massive milestone. You are over 1 million. You are 1,061,000 podcast downloads of the Confidence Chronicles. This is absolutely huge and a massive accomplishment for you to have done this. Like, this is incredible, and it is only because you connect with your audience so profoundly. You are so real, so raw, so unapologetic. When you kick people up the ass and you say things that you know they don't want to hear and you say them anyway, that is the most important thing. And I feel like that's what's been able to grow you so well. And I'm so proud of you and so happy to be working with you. All of us at Bambi Media think that you're fantastic. Soak this up. Appreciate that you're awesome. And just congratulations.
I love you so much. And I want to say a big thank you because, Gab, you shared the right thing. Brianna came to me. I was doing my podcast in my car on Anchor, an app which I don't recommend. But anyway, at least we got started. So I started on Anchor, which is an app that Gary Vee spoke about in a YouTube I watched while breastfeeding my son and trying to stop the other one from destroying the home. And I'm like, Anchor, yep, I'm going to do it. I just want to get information out. And I did it. And it wasn't great, but, you know, it was there. And I made my podcast cover on Canva. I'm laughing now because it was so terrible. But anyway, I did it on Canva. My designer, maybe 4 months later, said to me, Erica, do you want me to just make your podcast cover a little bit nicer? And I'm like, oh, sure. I don't mind. Like, I don't care. So yeah, do it. And she made it look what it looks like now. And now Brianna and Alex are changing it again. So secret squirrel sauce, we're going to change the cover and we're getting like a refresh for the podcast cover. And I was doing my podcast and, you know, doing my thing. And then Brianna was working with a friend of mine named Angel. and she had me on her show, and Brianna messaged me on Instagram. Brianna messaged me on Instagram and said to me, hey, I don't know if you know, but your podcast is number 6 in Australia for mental health. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I'm like, okay, who are you and what do you do and what are you about? And she said to me that my podcast audio was a little bit crazy because I used to use my Apple headphones and I wear hoops, like hoop earrings, and my hoop would hit the headphone, like kind of do that little thing. And she's like, yeah, we need to work on the audio, but your podcast has fire content and people obviously love it. And so we started working together, and I remember I couldn't afford Brianna because this is a point where our business we didn't have a business. I quit my corporate job. I had a second baby and we didn't have money to buy bread when it started. And it makes me emotional because that's where it started from. It started from struggle. It started from my husband and I looking at each other in the eye going, fuck, we messed up. Like, we financially made bad decisions and we have no money. And what are we going to do? And me saying to him, I can't go back to corporate. I don't want to go do that. I need to do this. And him backing me and me listening to Gary Vee crushing it and me having a phone in my face, YouTube videos that I edited on my phone in the car on iMovie app, like horrible, you guys, like it wasn't good. And I just did it to just get my content out there. And to meet Brianna and have her say that the podcast was doing well in Australia for mental health, that's all I wanted. You know, I didn't know how many downloads I had. I didn't care. So if you're trying to build a podcast, don't give a shit about your downloads. Like, give a shit about the people and the content and the service that you're there to give and help people. And then your podcast will go off. That's the trick, right? Give a shit about people and then it will go off. And then I met Brianna and she's like, yeah, we need to fix this. We need to fix that. And I couldn't afford you, Brianna. I couldn't afford your full package. And we just did little bits and pieces, whatever we could afford. And as our business grew, and Gab, you've seen it now, like my business looks great. The branding's on point. We've got video. Brianna's doing everything. Because our business grew financially, then I was able to pay her more and do more. But the lesson here is my business didn't look cool. No one asked me questions on Q&A Tuesday, my Instagram, IGTV. My episodes were yucky. They were filmed in my car with my headphones, yet shit still went off because my intention was to help people. And that's the thing. If your intention is good and you're here to support and serve people, you will get kissed on the forehead by the universe, by God, Buddha, Allah, whoever you believe in. You will get kissed on the forehead. You will be looked after because the intention is to help people at the end of the day. And it's not money and it's not followers and none of that. And then you will get money and you will get followers because that's not the intention. So, yeah, Brianna, I have to say thank you to you and Alex. Brianna and her husband work together. They have 2 beautiful children who are like loving and near and dear to me. I love your whole family. She's a girlfriend. I message her and we just talk shit as friends. She's much more than a podcast producer. She is a dear friend, soul sister, great businesswoman, a beautiful wife and mother, great mother to her kids, and a visionary. She helps us build our business from not just an episode, but massive things. We just sit there and talk about business, and it's fantastic. So Brianna, Alex, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the work that you do. Special thank you to Billy. Thank you for being here. I know you're busy and you've got a big... you've got a family and you've got a lot that you do. So Billy, I appreciate you. I honor you. Silvana, dear friend, soul sister, I adore you so fucking much. It's not even funny. I'm honored to call you a friend. Brendan, I love you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for just being an amazing human and doing the work that you do that is so necessary. And you're beautiful and you're just so thoughtful. And I remember how thoughtful you are. It's just beautiful. Vanessa, thank you for helping me not have a fatty liver and being a dear friend. I love you. Kim, you know I love you. Thank you for being here, helping us at the Queen of Confidence and just being a great friend, soul sister. Gabby, I love you. I adore you. You are amazing. Sisterhood, your man. I love your man. Please send him love. Katie, I really hope you come to Australia so I can hang out with you because I think you're an amazing woman and you're marvelous. And I'm so happy you got to come here because I reminded myself that I want to connect more with you. B, thank you for loving me up and giving me love and the service that you provide and the heart that you are. Belle, God, don't even make me cry. I can't even tell you how much I adore you and I love you and I'm proud of you and you're fucking an amazing person, human, client. Belle listens and she takes action and she gets massive results and I'm just in awe of you. And Holly, thank you for being here. Late, but better than not being here. I appreciate you, woman. And thank you for the work you do. And I'm done because I'm going to go cry now. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you are joining and listening to this podcast, thank you for listening and thank you for the downloads. Thank you for sharing and tagging. I just want this work to reach more women. That's it. And I'm just really grateful.
Oh my God, that's the best. Thank you so much, Erica. Everybody, let's get it going. Yay!
Billy.
Well done. We love you. Here we go.
Thank you, J-Lo. I love you, J-Lo.
Yeah, it's such a good song.
Let's get loud. Turn the music up to hear that sound. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do. If you wanna live your life, live it all the way and don't you waste it.
Yeah.
Every feeling, every beat can be so very sweet. You gotta taste it. You gotta do it. You gotta
The best one.
Come on, you know what we're here for. Do it. Life's a party, make it hot. Dance, don't ever stop, whatever rhythm. Every minute, every day, take them all the way. You gotta live them. 'Cause I'm
gonna live my life. Hey. Woo.
You gotta do it. You gotta prove it. Do it. Prove it. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Turn the music up to hear that sound. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you. Billy, DJ Billy, thank you so much. The horns are the best. Billy's going to do horns one more time and we're going to close the room. Thank you guys so damn much. Woo! Have a beautiful day, night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much, you guys.
Okay, so we just recorded the million downloads podcast party on Clubhouse. I hope you enjoyed it. It was extremely special to hear from the amazing listeners, from my friends, from people I look up to, from my mentors, from Brianna from Bambi Media, who, you know, is the producer of this show. And, you know, it means the world to me. If you couldn't make it, we're so sorry you couldn't make it, but I'm so happy to those that did. It means the world to me. I got very emotional just listening because this is why I do it. I really genuinely want people to change their lives with this content. And the fact that over 1 million people have listened, I think Brianna said we're at 1,060,000. Like that's insane. You know, it just, I can't believe it. And I appreciate every one download. I want you to know that I appreciate every one download. I appreciate you tagging and sharing. I can't tell you how much you mean to me and how happy I am to know that you are listening and you are acting. It is impacting you. You are changing the way you think. You are doing something with this content. That's all I care about. That's my number one thing. As long as you can listen to this free content and it can help you in your real life, my life and my job is done here. And I am beyond grateful. So thank you for being there. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed that podcast party. And to everyone who attended, I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. I thank you. I look up to you. And I'm so grateful for our friendship. And I will see you all next week.